In the far reaches of the North Atlantic, the Faroe Islands rise from the sea. Dramatic cliffs, emerald valleys, and a landscape shaped by wind and water over countless centuries. This is a place where the land feels ancient, untamed, and alive with a sense of wild, enduring beauty. Here, nature is in command. The air is crisp and pure, carrying the scent of salt and earth. The silence broken only by the distant calls of seabirds and the gentle bleating of sheep grazing on the hillsides. Among these islands, Mykines stands apart, a western outpost, a haven for birds, and a sanctuary for those seeking solitude. Each summer, thousands of puffins flock here to raise their young, filling the skies and cliffs with their colorful presence. The island transforms into a vibrant, bustling colony, alive with the flurry of wings and the chatter of new life. To visit Mykines is to step into a world where humans are quiet observers, moving gently through a landscape ruled by nature. Here, you are humbled by the spectacle of life, reminded of your place in the grand tapestry of the wild. The island's very name whispers of adventure and escape, calling out to those who yearn for something beyond the ordinary. Mykines promises a reconnection with the wild, a chance to rediscover the rhythms of nature and the thrill of the unknown. Life here follows the tides and the migration of birds, a delicate balance in a remote corner of the world, where every season brings change. This journey is more than a trip, it's a pilgrimage for those seeking to understand the intricate web of life that thrives in isolation. Today we explore Mykines, its rugged coastlines, rolling hills, and the secrets hidden within its windswept cliffs. We'll meet its most famous residents, the Puffins, whose comical charm and resilience have made them icons of the island. We'll discover the harmony that sustains this place, where birds, sheep, and wildflowers coexist in a delicate dance. And we'll learn why it must be preserved, not just for the wildlife but for future generations seeking wonder. Prepare to be captivated by the magic of Mykines, a true puffin paradise where every sunrise feels like a new beginning. It's a testament to nature's resilience and artistry, where life clings to the rocks and beauty endures against the elements. Mykines leaves a mark on every visitor, a memory of wildness, wonder, and the enduring spirit of the natural world. The adventure to Mykines begins with a ferry ride from Sorvagur, a small harbor town nestled among the dramatic landscapes of the Faroe Islands. As you step aboard, the salty air and distant cries of seabirds set the tone for the journey ahead. The ferry slowly pulls away from the mainland, leaving the familiar behind and venturing into the open ocean. The land recedes, replaced by endless blue and the gentle rocking of the waves beneath your feet. Soon the boat navigates narrow channels flanked by towering cliffs, their sheer faces rising dramatically from the sea. The sound of water echoing off the stone creates a sense of awe and adventure. Passing the iconic sea stacks Drangarnir and Tindalmor, ancient sentinels shaped by the relentless sea, you feel the power of nature all around. These rock formations have stood for centuries, weathered by wind and waves. Seabirds soar alongside, their wings catching the wind as they glide effortlessly above the waves. Puffins, gulls, and other birds fill the sky, adding to the sense of wildness and freedom. As Mykines appears on the horizon, anticipation builds. The island's dramatic cliffs and rolling green slopes slowly come into view. The approach feels almost mythical, as if you're sailing toward a land untouched by time. The ferry docks in a tiny sheltered harbor, the only landing point on this remote island. The sense of isolation is palpable, and the excitement of arrival is matched by the beauty of the setting. Stepping ashore, you're greeted by the cries of thousands of birds, the soundtrack of this remarkable place. The air is alive with their calls, echoing off the cliffs and mingling with the sound of the sea. The village is quiet, its few houses clustered together, but nature's chorus is everywhere. Here, the pace of life slows, and you become attuned to the rhythms of the island. The journey across the waves is more than transportation. It's a rite of passage into another world, a crossing that marks the beginning of a true adventure. Here, the air feels charged with life, and every moment promises discovery. The landscape is vibrant, teeming with birds and wildflowers, inviting you to explore further. You have arrived at the edge of the wild, where the Atlantic meets the land in a dramatic display of nature's power. The exploration of this puffin paradise is about to begin. Trails wind along grassy cliffs, offering close encounters with these charming birds. Mykines awaits, ready to reveal its wonders to those willing to journey across the waves and embrace the wild spirit of the Faroe Islands. Disembarking from the boat, you're greeted by the bracing wind and the cries of distant seabirds. The steep path from the harbor rises before you, your gateway to the wild, untamed beauty of Mykines. Each step upwards feels like a passage into another world, one shaped by the elements and time itself. The air is thick with salt and earth, every breath filled with the scent of the sea. Below, waves crash relentlessly against ancient volcanic rock, sending up bursts of white spray. The sound is both thunderous and soothing, a constant reminder of the island's raw power. The cliffs are alive, teeming with seabirds. Guillemots and razorbills perched on narrow ledges, their calls echoing across the cove. The air vibrates with their energy, a living chorus that fills the sky and the heart. You are a guest in one of the region's most vital bird colonies, a sanctuary where thousands of birds return each year to nest and raise their young. The cliffs are a tapestry of life, woven with wings and wild calls. The path, shared by locals and visitors alike, winds through the landscape, each step a chance to absorb the details, the crunch of gravel underfoot, the shifting light on the hills, the distant bleat of sheep. Here, every footfall connects you to the island's living story. Hardy Faroe sheep graze on impossible slopes, as much a part of the island as the rocks and birds. Their woolly forms dot the hillsides, moving with a quiet determination that speaks of centuries spent weathering the elements. At the top, a stunning view unfolds, the endless sea behind, the village ahead, turf-roofed houses nestled in a green hollow. The landscape feels untouched, preserved by isolation and tradition. It's a scene from a fairy tale, far from the modern world. The village seems to belong to another era, where nature and people exist in quiet harmony. Here you stand on the edge of a wild, ancient land where the wind shapes the grass and the cliffs hold stories older than memory. The trail ahead leads to the heart of Mykines, the legendary Puffin colony, where thousands of these iconic birds make their home each summer. Every sense is awakened, every moment feels like a discovery. The wind, the cries of birds, the ever-changing light, each detail etches itself into your memory. You are ready to meet the island's most famous residents, the Puffins, whose colorful beaks and comical strut have charmed travelers for generations. The adventure truly begins now, as you step forward into the wild heart of Mykines, ready for whatever wonders await. Mykines is famous for its Atlantic puffins, charming, comical, and utterly captivating. With their colorful beaks and waddling walk, puffins are the island's stars. Each summer, tens of thousands nest in burrows dug into the grassy hillsides. The air is alive with puffins flying to and from the sea, beaks full of fish for their chicks, pufflings, hidden underground. The main colony lies along the trail to the lighthouse, where puffins gather just feet from the path. They're curious, unafraid, offering rare opportunities for observation and photography. Puffins spend most of their lives at sea, returning here each year to breed, a feat of instinct and navigation. Mykines is their ancestral home, a sanctuary for the next generation. Witnessing this ancient cycle is profoundly moving. To stand among the puffins is to feel joy and wonder at nature's resilience. This is the heart and soul of Mykines. Puffins may be the stars, but Mykines is a haven for countless other seabirds. The cliffs and sea stacks host vast colonies of guillemots, their calls forming the island's constant chorus. Northern gannets, Europe's largest seabirds, nest on a sea stack near the lighthouse, the only colony in the Faroes. Watching them soar and dive is breathtaking. Kittiwakes cling to sheer cliffs, their calls adding to the symphony. Razorbills, fulmars, and the formidable great skuas, pirates of the sky, add to the drama. Oyster catchers patrol the shore while smaller birds flit among rocks and grass. Each species plays a role in this vibrant ecosystem. The air is alive with movement and sound, a living library of avian wonders. To be on Mykines is to be immersed in a world of birds. It's a sanctuary where life thrives in wild abundance. Mykines' landscape is as striking as its wildlife, an island of volcanic origins, carved by glaciers and the relentless Atlantic. Basalt cliffs, striped and towering, tell a story millions of years old. The main trail leads west from the village to the lighthouse, crossing ridges with sweeping sea views and green valleys. A narrow footbridge spans a deep chasm to Mykines Holmur, the island's wild western tip. Crossing it is a thrill, waves crashing far below, the wind in your hair. The lighthouse stands as a sentinel at Europe's edge, overlooking the gannet colony and endless ocean. From here the views are unparalleled, a panorama of land, sea, and sky. This landscape is not just a backdrop but a living character in the island's story. It invites quiet contemplation and awe. Mykines is a place where nature's grandeur is on full display. Visiting Mykines comes with responsibility. This is a fragile sanctuary, not a theme park. The most important rule: stay on marked paths. The grassy slopes are riddled with puffin burrows. Stepping off can collapse them, endangering chicks. Respect the wildlife. Keep a quiet distance. Use a zoom lens. Never touch or feed the birds. Allow puffins and other creatures to live undisturbed. Leave no trace. Pack out all rubbish, as facilities are limited and waste harms the ecosystem. These simple acts protect the island's delicate balance. We are guests in this world, and our care ensures its survival. Responsible visiting preserves Mykines for future generations. The island's wild beauty depends on our respect. Let's tread lightly and leave only footprints. Mykines Village, nestled in a hollow, is one of the Faroes' most picturesque and isolated settlements. Turf-roofed houses and a small church evoke a sense of timelessness. For centuries, a hardy community survived here, their lives shaped by the sea and the seasons. Bird catching and fishing were once vital for survival. Today, traditions linger in stories and stone huts scattered across the landscape. The permanent population is tiny, but in summer the village comes alive with returning families and visitors. Small cafes offer warmth and hospitality, a glimpse into Faroe's culture. The village stands as the island's heart, a testament to adaptation and harmony with nature. Mykines reminds us that humans can live as part of a landscape, not just upon it. Leaving Mykines, the island's cliffs and swirling birds fade into memory, but its spirit lingers. Mykines is a microcosm of the natural world, a delicate balance of life, land and sea. The health of the Puffin colony reflects the health of the ocean, and their challenges are ours too. A visit here is an education, inspiring a desire to protect wild places everywhere. The memory of standing among puffins is transformative, filling you with wonder and humility. Mykines teaches that the planet's greatest treasures are living wonders, not material wealth. If you visit, go with respect and awe. Let the island's magic inspire you to be a better guardian of our world. Protect these sanctuaries so puffins and wild places endure for generations. Mykines is a promise, a call to cherish and defend the wild.